Quieten down, children, please. Look at that. That was better than saying good afternoon, wasn't it, in effect? Good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to the final session of this year's conference. I'm glad to see you've all managed to stay A, awake, and B, sober thus far, and don't worry, you can soon retire to the bar again. There's a few shaking of heads, we're not sober from over there. Usual culprits, I might say. First thing, can I ask that during the plenary session here, there is no flash photography. This session is being filmed along with many others that have been taking place, and it interferes with the filming of it, and we want to make sure that we have a good quality film, particularly for the award winners that will be coming up to the platform later on. So please, no flash photography. I'd like to think I only made one mistake over the last 2 or 3 days, so I'll admit to one, just so that you know that I do make actually quite a few. But it was very apologetic to say that I missed one endorsed event in the opening plenary session, which is the Dunkirk event, which takes place from the 30th of May to the 2nd of June next year. So if any of you are in that part of France or fancy a holiday in France, that's an excellent time to be there for the Dunkirk Sail Festival, 30th of May, 2nd of June next year. Eating tonight, dinner, will be in here. Don't worry, what you're sat upon will disappear into the wall, and it will be suitably set out for the gala dinner this evening. So dinner here this evening, please. Mentioned the filming of various presentations. Those films will be available via the STI website by the end of this week. We will send an email out to all delegates letting you know as soon as those are available. It is not every single presentation. 2 rooms were filmed throughout the whole of the conference, so it captures most of the conference. All the other presentations, the actual presentations, will also be put on the STI website. If there's any information that you require beyond that, please do drop an email to one of our office team, and we'll be only too pleased to try and help you. One final thing, when you do eventually leave the room, could you please all fill in your evaluation forms? Most important to make sure that we can get this right for future years. They are really simple, very easy to fill in. You tick these boxes here on the left. Over here, you write 10 out of 10. And the third stage, you pin something to the back. Okay? This is a 50 lat note. In euros, it's about €2. It's nothing, don't worry, okay? Thank you very much, and I now invite Paul. Paul. Sorry. Change of running order. Arthur, could I please invite Arthur as the chairman of Sail Training International Youth Council to say a few words.
Good afternoon. It's a great pleasure to stand here as the new chairman of STI Youth. But before we look forward to what's coming ahead this year, I just want to look back at the hard work that's brought us here and say thanks to 2 people in particular. Firstly, Lena Makela from Germany, who was one of our founding members and has been the secretary and vice chairman over this time. And also Shannon Dunphy-Ball from the USA, who was our founding chairman and who has helped nurture STI Youth from its infancy to an organisation with direction and vision. Both of these people have been hardworking, have brought a great skill set to the role, and will be sorely missed. Lena and Shannon, on behalf of all of STI Youth, a really big thank you. On the Youth Council, we've had a very busy conference. One particular highlight would have been the youth event we had last night, with over 40 young people in attendance. Featuring everything from Man Overboard Drill to the iPhone 5 and Angry Birds, it was certainly a night to remember. We had a productive meeting on Thursday, and I'm pleased to announce that Robbie Crow from the UK was elected as Vice Chairman, and Eva Kostad from Germany was elected as Secretary. And they'll be working hard with the Youth Council on a range of activities and initiatives over the coming year. On the 13th and 14th of April, we plan to host an online quiz, encouraging teams to get together in their local community while simultaneously competing with other teams from around the world. In addition, we are contributing to a number of working groups and working closely with STI on a variety of youth events. If you want to know more, I suggest you head to our Facebook page and hit the like button, as it promises to be an exciting year. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Arthur. Good afternoon, everybody. We are now going to start the annual awards ceremony. And we're going to start off with the race awards that are going to be awarded for those vessels that took part in either the Tall Ships Races 2012 or the Irish Tall Ships Regatta that finished in Liverpool. So if we could invite our chairman, Doug Prothero, to step forward, please, and Amanda to assist from behind the table. Thank you. The first award is the Best Newcomer Award. And this goes to a vessel that made a tremendous impact and to the Tall Ships Races with its true spirit, friendship, and warm hospitality and sail training ethos. If I could ask Marek Kleiben from STA Poland to come up and to receive this award on behalf of Kapitan Borchardt. Marek, please come forward. Thank you. And just to let the award winners know that there will be further an opportunity, if you could stay back, please, to take some formal photographs, which will be happening just outside the door. So all award winners, please stay back for the formal photograph. The Great Loyalty Trophy, again, is awarded to a vessel that has taken part in either the Tall Ships Races or the regattas that year. And this award goes to a unique vessel that first entered formally a race in 2000, in Tall Ships 2000, and went across the Atlantic, but was supporting the races by being an official communications vessel for many years before that, and adding something quite tremendous to our events with its special purpose. This vessel is en route. It's off heading towards Rio de Janeiro at the moment. It's spreading that global message around the world and will be down in Sydney and Auckland. And that vessel goes to a vessel from the United Kingdom, Jubilee Sailing Trust. Andy, please come and receive the award. And now for something, hopefully there will be tonight, Andy. Right, and as Monty Python says, and now for something completely different and quite eccentrically English. The Boston Teapot Trophy goes to a ship that has travelled the greatest distance under sail with a sail training young crew on board within 124 hours. Starting from the date of the 1st of October last year and going to the 30th of September this year. This vessel, it won't be that much of a surprise because it's held this award on a number of times before with some terrific passages. This vessel achieved 1,265 nautical miles by Great Circle route distance calculation within that 124 hours. For those who haven't worked it out already, that's 10.21 knots. From Norway, Stadsrad Blemkel. Leila, please come forward. I think Amanda will be able to point you in the right direction to the key for the formal photographs afterwards. It's a very handsome trophy. And now Sail Training International's 6th annual awards that recognise a wider range of individuals and organisations that have made a significant contribution to sail training, particularly during the past year. The Sail Trainer of the Year for professional over 25 years of age. This trophy was donated by the family and friends of the late Paul Cantor, and I know many of you here today will remember Paul with great fondness. This award goes to someone who's embraced sail training as a career, both ashore and on board different kinds of vessels. He sailed on Ville de Swan, Lord Nelson, Vera Cruz, I believe Crayola. He's also been very much involved and behind the youth initiative, marketing initiative, which has created a tremendous interest in Portugal for sail training for young people. He says he's got the best job in the world. From Portugal, from Lisbon, Rui Santos. And now to the younger sail trainer of the year. This trophy was awarded by Tom Gotchberg and is awarded to a young professional. This award goes to somebody who is a shining example of how sail training can focus and give somebody purpose in life. She first sailed on a sail training voyage when she was just 17. Having dyslexia and some other challenges at school, she's a bit disaffected, I think, in her own ways. But after her first voyage, she became a trainee volunteer watch leader. She went on there to progress up the scheme, getting qualifications, professional qualifications, until she became the permanent captain of James Cook. She has helped to inspire about 1,000 young people and has sailed about 34,000 miles aboard James Cook, I'm informed. In case you haven't guessed, Grace Metcalf. And now for the Sail Training Volunteer of the Year. As we know, sail training, I think, internationally is really largely a volunteer organisation in also many ways. We rely so heavily on the volunteer. This trophy was donated by the Black Pearl Sail Training Trust in the United States in memory of Barclay Warburton III, who was the founder of the American Sail Training Association, now Tall Ships America. Unusually, this award will be presented jointly to two amazing volunteers. They've both given enormously to sail training since 1990 and have since been inextricably linked together. They were both founding members of the Association of Juan de Langara, and one was also the treasurer and the other one a secretary, and they've both participated as watch leaders and captains in many tall ships races. They've also been very key in supporting the tall ships race visits there in 1994, 1990, 94, 2002 and 2006, and were even more key in this year's visit when we went to La Coruña. This award goes to someone who can't be here today, Fernando Gil, but his friend, colleague, and accomplice, Enyaki Horns, please come forward to receive the award. And now for the Young Sail Trainer Volunteer of the Year. This trophy was donated by Yanka Bilak, who, again, many of you will know in this room, who would have known. This award goes to someone who joined Windward Bound from Australia as a volunteer deckhand in April 2011, following some casual volunteering on board. And he also helped as a volunteer in the refit. His work, he's got a terrific work ethic, and he very quickly settled in to life on board, delivering some fantastic sail training to young and quite often very challenging, potentially challenging groups of young people. His dedication led him to being awarded the Windward Bound Trust Professional Development Scholarship, and he's attended and is still attending the Australia Maritime College for his STCW qualifications. Last month, he was qualified as ship's master to 200 tons. All of this, and he hasn't reached the age of 20. Sadly, he can't be with us. He's actually out there doing the stuff out on board with the young people, which is great. But if we could invite Rebecca Kuhn from Sail Training Oster to receive this award on behalf of Matthew Morris. Rebecca, thank you. And now for the Sail Training Organisation of the Year. For the smaller vessels that have demonstrated excellence in innovation, best practice in sail training for young people. This organisation, unusually, is a private, cultural, philanthropic and non-profit association. It's acknowledged by the Portuguese state as an organisation of public interest for Portuguese youth. It has various goals and activities directly aimed at promoting maritime sports and careers. It has embarked many trainees in Kariula when she first started with our races in 1989. And since then, more than 16,000 Portuguese citizens have been put on both her, but more importantly, their Caravel Vera Cruz, which does some amazing sail training work and educational work down across the Portuguese coast. This year's winner is Vera Cruz, and can we ask Joel Lopez to come up and receive the award? And now for the Sail Training Organisation of the Year Award for large vessels. This vessel operator is linked to the High School of the island of Okaro. I'm sure that's not pronounced correct, but Krista will correct me in the bar tonight. That's what I said. The school has 4 different programs, all of which are 3 years long, and this vessel is linked in with that program and takes its students around into the Mediterranean, across to the Caribbean, and is a frequent visit, I know, to many of the ports that are present here today. If I could ask Frederick Yesan to come up and accept the award, which goes to Ganilla from Okoro. Now for the Host Port Trophy. This award was introduced in 2004 and was donated personally by Nigel Rowe for excellence in host ports. This year, it will be awarded to the port that recruited the largest number of trainees. The host port ran a great marketing campaign that reached many thousands of young people. It recruited an amazing 226 trainees for the tall ships races. It's a great pleasure that the Host Port Trophy goes to Lisbon. Thank you, Antonio. And now to the Janka Bielak Medal. In fact, 2 Janka Bielak medals will be awarded this afternoon. Janka will be remembered by many of us in this room as really the mother of the tall ships race fleet. Janka was Polish by birth, spent much of the time in the Second World War as a girl in prison camps before eventually fleeing to Britain. And in 1970, during the Cold War, she almost single-handedly helped Sail Training Internationals for their organisation recruit many Eastern European ships and made a terrific contribution to our organisation as an international family. Sadly, Janka died some 5 or more years ago. But it's a great pleasure that I'm sure she would very much respect this award going to somebody who was a dear friend to her, somebody who is done so much for sail training, not just within his home port, but is internationally respected and well known. Somebody who's been involved in tall ships races for many, many years. Sadly, he can't be with us today, but on behalf, if we could invite Francisco Morello and Mariela Padin to come up and accept the award on behalf of Mr. Lagroña Aurelio Fernandez Laga. And now the second Janka Bielak medal is awarded to somebody who's, again, known to, I'll be surprised if there's anybody in this room who doesn't know him. Somebody who's been involved with sail training internationally, really, but in his home country of Ireland in particular, developing that, particularly after he was project manager of the first tall ships race visit there in 1998. What can I say? He's a friend to all of us, Sean Flood. Fantastic. And the final award. And for this award, could we invite Commodore Saif Al-Habra forward with Doug to present this? It's the Sultan Qaboos Award, and it will be awarded to an individual sail training vessel operator or sail training organisation simply for outstanding services to sail training for young people. This organisation is a vessel operator this year, and it goes back for decades. I think many of you will know the history, but it operates and has operated effectively Class A ships to a very high professional standard, but amazingly with a volunteer on crew on board. One of the few Class A vessels to be run entirely by volunteers on board. That contributes to a very special, we believe, atmosphere on board for the young people, and she's been a tremendous race participant and supporter. This organisation, quite amazingly, undertook a project very quietly and replaced its fantastic ship with another, even more fantastic ship. Didn't make a fuss about it, and this beautiful ship appeared on our race this year. And what an achievement, absolute achievement. And what is more, it's dedicated to sail training for young people. I think many of you will have guessed who this award, quite rightly, should go to this year. And if I could ask Volker Kloos, the country representative for Germany, to come up and accept this award for Alexander von Humboldt II and her predecessors. And I think our chairman just wanted to say a few words. No, okay. Peter next. Peter, thank you.
Well, I'd just like you to know that Gwyn and Paul are now running a collection to buy me a blazer like theirs and a tie to go with it. Well, I said at the beginning that I was here to learn, and this conference has been a fantastic learning experience, I think, for all of us. We've had some amazing speakers, some of them already in the family, so to speak, and others who've joined us for the first time. We've enjoyed just being together, sharing experience and knowledge, and some of that has been quite emotional at times, and that's quite proper that it should be. We've celebrated our heroes, and we've got more to celebrate tonight. We brought together the thinking of the ports and the ships, and we're beginning to feel the full benefit of the STI Youth Council, and as always, of course, of the Class A Forum. And at the International Council, before the conference began, we started to look into the future for Sail Training International. But I think it's fair to say that the stars of this show have been yourselves. And so I would like you to give yourselves a round of applause, please. Well, meanwhile, behind the scenes, the trustees have been very busy since Tuesday. And there's been much discussion about our brand and marketing and communicating our message. And the same issues have arisen from several different parts of the conference during this time. And after 10 years of Sail Training International, we're asking ourselves, what do we want to be? What's our essence? What's our brand? What do we want people to think of us? Are we a tall ships organisation? Do we stand for the maritime inheritance? Is our business running events, the tall ships races and regattas? Are we perhaps for youth development? Or are we an educational and social development agent? Or is our business international friendship? In fact, I don't think it matters too much which of those we are, or indeed if we're all of them. What I learn is that whether our trainees take one voyage and never sail again, whether the ship is the teacher or whether there's a formal syllabus, or whether the voyage is part of a professional qualification, in all of these, what we're trying to do is to share the values of seafaring: self-reliance, confidence that others will not let you down, certainty that your fellow voyagers will take care of you and you of them, courage in the face of adversity, dependability, and valuing others regardless of race, age, creed, or gender. These are the values that have stood the test of centuries at sea. These are what we stand for. These are our lifeblood. Thank you.
Thank you, Peter. I just have a few quick things to say, really in the way of thanks. First to the hotel staff and the AV team who helped provide the facility. And I'm not sure how many years Pauline has been holding it all together for us. Gwen, you probably know. Anyway, several years. And she's done a fabulous job again this time helping to coordinate our team, and so we want to thank her. In advance, of course, of an event like this, in getting it all organized, we work with local folks, and we mentioned Ugas earlier. I'll come back to him in a minute. But we also had a City of Riga contact in Linda Pukita. Sorry, is Linda in the room? Where is she? No? Okay, she's not here. Anyway, she was, or she's being shy, one or the other. Anyway, today, somebody pointed this out to me just before I came up here, is Ugas Day in Latvia. And Ugas, of course, Kalmanis has been our international council rep for Latvia and a key player in bringing the conference here, bringing the event here. And so I think we should all, Ugas, where are you? If you can stand up once again. It's Happy Ugas Day. I should also mention that Ugas is well. Actually, I looked up the definition or the origin of the name Ugas, and it says you're a baker, but we know you're a lawyer. So, which means I guess you've been cooking things up for a party. Obviously, he's been our conference host. He's also the guy who he's a lawyer for Air Baltic, so he's the guy who coordinated the discounts from Air Baltic, and obviously very involved in our event coming here this summer. So. Thanks again, Ugas. A great deal of work has gone into producing an amazing conference. I think we can all agree it's been a great conference. And we have the entire STI team here. So I'd like the entire STI office team to come up here, please, everybody. I mentioned in my opening remarks that it's incredible how much we accomplish in a year as an organization together at this conference. But in terms of the number of events, and if you think about how far ahead we're working, and this is the number of people that all that happens with. Of course, there's a great group of volunteers in addition, but the folks who do this every day, all day long, are right here. And I just think it's an incredible amount of production that happens out of a very small group of people in a very small office in the south coast of England. So I think, once again, thank you very much. In the part of the world I come from, we at the end of in the part of the world where I come from, at the end of the fishing and farming season, they have a harvest party. And it sort of says, you know, we've worked hard all year and we've done our work, and now we're going to celebrate. And I'm just warning you that the harvest party starts this evening for this group right here. So watch out. They've been pacing themselves up until now. Some of them have, right? Okay. Next year's conference is in Aalborg. We're going to pass that over to them now. But I think one more round of applause for our STI team. Thank you. So as I said, next year's conference is in the north of Denmark, in Aalborg. And it's been a great host port for us. And I'd like to turn it over to the folks from Aalborg to just give you a brief presentation And then I think that'll wrap up this evening's festivities leading into the gala event. So, team from Aalborg.
Good afternoon, everyone. You may have heard of Aalborg before. We proudly hosted the tall ship races in 1999, 2004, and 2010. This year, we just held the first edition of Aalborg Regatta, which was a great success and which we'll be repeating next year in June 2013. We have the pleasure of hosting the tall ship races again in 2015, an event we're eagerly awaiting. But in the meantime, we would like to welcome the STI organization, owners and operators of sail training vessels, trainees and future tall ships hosts to the International Sail Training and Tall Ship Conference in Aalborg in 2013. We're very proud that Aalborg has been chosen as the next venue for the conference. Aalborg is within reach. Aalborg Airport is situated just 10 minutes away from the city centre, and it offers many daily and direct connections to Copenhagen, Amsterdam, and several European cities. Copenhagen Airport is just a 30-minute flight away. There are many train and bus services to and from Aalborg every day, and the bus and train station is situated in the city centre, a 2-minute walk from the conference centre. Getting to Aalborg is easy, but getting around is even easier. Aalborg is proud to be a big city with everything within walking distance. Within short distance of all hotels and the conference centre, guests will find the shopping streets, restaurants, historical landmarks, museums, and other interesting sites. For the conference, we have chosen Aalborg Congress and Culture Centre, which is one of the largest congress centres in Northern Europe. It is ideally located just 10 minutes drive from the airport and a few minutes walk from the city centre. The centre is equipped with the latest technology and all modern facilities, making a success of any event. The facilities in the centre are only surpassed by the service provided by its staff. In Aalborg, we work closely with our hotels, which also mean that we'll be able to negotiate favourable prices for guests visiting our city. For the conference, we've chosen Quality Hotel Aalborg, which shares its roof with the Congress Centre, Hotel Hvidhus, which is the next-door neighbour, and Helen and Phoenix Hotel, which is a short walking distance from it. Cabin Aalborg offers accommodation of a good standard for those wishing to travel on a low budget. But naturally, we will arrange transport from cabin to the conference centre. Aalborg is a vibrant city with a lively city centre and a new harbour front with many new activities. The lifeline of the harbour is an impressive promenade with open spaces, city parks, sports facilities, cultural institutions such as the Utzon Centre, the Cultural House of Nordkraft, and the new concert hall Musikens Hus. This new infrastructure of the harbour gives Aalborg ample opportunity to create exciting events, which we look forward to showing you in the future. Jomfru Anegade is a must when visiting Aalborg. It is the longest street in Denmark with bars and restaurants. Here people of all ages meet to have a meal or dance all night long. You can also visit one of the city's many pubs or cafes. Aalborg resembles a major capital, but the close proximity of everything exudes the charm which only a small city can provide. We hope that you'll find the time to see some of our sites when you visit Aalborg. Thank you for the opportunity, and we look forward to seeing you in 2013.